right, we're going to talk about Bright Logistics, which is located in Chicago, Illinois. Now, when I went to Bright Logistics last year in 2022, I decided to team drive. So I had found this company in Chicago, and at the time they were paying 65 cents if you were W-2 and 79 cents if you were going to be 1099. So me and my teammate, we decided, look, like, we gonna go team. They were saying, as a team you can get 5,500 miles a week, and they ran, I believe, between 12 and 24 states. 79 cents a mile, 1099. You would get 2 more cents as long as you drove safely with no incidents for that week, and then you would get an additional 3 cents if you work all the way through the weekend. So I think that would have been, at the time, 79 plus 2, that's 81, plus 3, that would have been 84 cents for the team, 1099. Now, of course, we did everything. Orientation, as long as you get your license, orientation is normally only 1 or 2 days. Boom. So we did the orientation. Of course, prior to the orientation, we had to do the urine background check. Same rigmarole. Got signed on. They told us about the guaranteed miles as a team, and of course, when we had spoke to recruit at the time, like any other company, they make it sound good as soon as you're coming in the door, fresh, of course. So we got everything, all the paperwork signed off, got the truck, which was, I believe at the time, the truck was we had a 2019 Volvo. So, of course, right at the gate, we were getting the miles for about, we started off with our first dispatcher, and we were getting the miles, getting the 5,000 plus as a team, and everything was, going smooth. And then not even 30 days into being there, we already had started seeing the foolishness. So how Bright Logistics, well, and I can only speak for myself and my teammate, but how Bright Logistics worked was, for us as a team, we would pick up a load from RJW and take it to different Walmarts. I mean, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, just pretty much Texas, anywhere where a Walmart is. And we were running a load there, and what we noticed is, once we would get the load to wherever, Houston, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, if we got it there at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, we would be laying over to about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then they were find us a load to get back to Illinois. We would always either come back to Illinois or go to somewhere in Indiana, somewhere in Wisconsin, etc., etc. But with Bright Logistics, initially, because the dispatch side was in Ukraine or wherever, their time, there was a time lapse there. So we just as team drivers, it's like we just didn't understand like the sitting duck. I mean, look, if you got a team on a truck, you know, we trying to move, we trying to run the miles up, get our money, so we can, you know, do what we need to do. But you know, as always, you know, it started off good, and then, you know, the miles started declining, and breakdowns. You know, the way they work as far as in the mechanic shop. You know, it just was just weird. Like, you know, you bring the truck to their mechanic shop, but you had to set an appointment like a outside truck. You know, it was like, yo, like, we are a part of the company, but it's like it was like we was made to feel like we had to make an appointment like we're an outside carrier. It was just like we should have been able to go to the shop and say, look, like, this is what's wrong with the truck. That's what's wrong with the truck. Get it fixed and be on our merry way. But, you know, I just feel like it probably was just a communication barrier, because nobody in the mechanic shop spoke English. You know, they spoke English, but of course when we came around, but, you know, they were Ukrainian, or, you know, they were just foreigners. Let's just cut to the chase. That's just what it was. So there was always a communication base. Even when it came down to being dispatched, there was always a communication base. And then sometimes you would get to a shipper, you get to a pickup, and then they would be like, you know, give them this MC number or whatever, you know, and it's just a lot of weirdo action going on with Bright Logistics, you know. And as a team, you know, we should have been able to run it up. I mean, we never missed work, you know. I mean, it was just crazy. Like, it was just a weird deal, because, you know, it just felt like we wasted, you know, more clock than a little bit, you know. They went to Central Transport a lot. I mean, we went to Texas so much it felt like we lived there. And Caterpillar. That would be like the main place that they would send us to. But coming back, it was always a broker load. So sometimes loads would get canceled, or it's like as soon as they call, it's like we'll be waiting somewhere for them to get us dispatched, and then it'll be like a rush for us to get there. And I just don't get it. Like, you know, when it comes to, you know, being a truck driver, they just think like you just supposed to. Now you've been sitting waiting for them 3-4 hours. Now they expect for you to rush and get there, all because the appointment time is this time. How you gonna call me about a load, and, you know, the load's supposed to be picked up at 11 a.m. but you just called me at 9:30? Come on, now you know. And anybody that's a driver, you know, they understand, like, yo, you know, time is money. You know, like, you can't just be sitting around, especially as a team. Ain't nobody trying to sit there and, you know what I'm saying, look at their teammate for, you know, 4 and 5 hours for no reason. I mean, and that's just how it was. What I recommend, brothers, is like, I mean, if you just end up going to them off a humbug, then hey. But I definitely, it's not a company. I wouldn't recommend a team to go there. Or if you do go to these companies, you just gotta have a plan. You just gotta have a plan of action. I mean, but it was just like that. I just ended up you know, we just ended up, bouncing, and found us a new situation. But that's pretty much it with Bright Logistics. It was a lot of sitting around. The truck was always broke down. We had a Volvo and a Freightliner. Just it was the communication, and we weren't getting the miles to be a team. And one thing about me, when it comes to my money, I'm only gonna talk to dispatch a few times. I'm only gonna talk to operations manager a few times, and then after that, I'm already, I already got a plan. I already got a plan of action on what my next move is gonna be. I mean, that's how you gotta be. You gotta when you out here, just make sure you're observing what's going on. If they ain't getting to the money, especially as a company driver, because we barely make any money as it is now. So if you ain't being treated fairly, or you ain't getting your miles, or if you're not getting your percentage pay, or however it's set up for you, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep moving. That's the only suggestion that I can give, and that is company number 3, right?